Derek Anthony Richardson, and I'm currently in my 28th season as an official in the National Basketball Association. We're currently at Dolores T. Richardson School, a school that I purchased September of 2022. We named it after my mother, and the first educator in my life is always your mother, no matter who it is. That's the first one to teach you life lessons. So we named the school in honor of my mother. I grew up in the Farragut and Fort Greene projects of Brooklyn, New York, but growing up in the projects, and which was a great thing, because now I look back and that, we say hood, and it was still a community, the lessons that I was taught, because we had the extended family. We're just so proud of being, raised and born in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, the Fort Greene and the Farragut projects, in the 202 York Street, 233 Sand Street, and makes you realize there's a difference between being poor and, not having any money. We didn't have money, but we were not poor. My mother taught me and my brother and my sister, and my grandmother taught all my uncles and my cousins, you tell the truth, because I could still hear them. I hear them now. Say, lie, you steal, you cheat, you kill. Boy, you better not lie to me. I can still hear that. And so that was taught to me, you tell the truth. And I don't embellish, because an embellishment is a lie. So that's the one thing that was taught. And then as I grew up, I saw grace through my mother. The greatest story. I didn't know what grace was, but so we had a little convenience store, and she saw somebody stealing from her, stealing a bag of Wise potato chips. And when she caught him, first thing going through my mind is I'm gonna have to fight his brothers, And I never forget, I'm at the end of the table while she's talking to him, and she said, "You don't have to steal from me. If you're gonna have the money, just tell me. I'll give it to you. And then when you get the money, you give it back." And I never understood that was grace, and being forgiving individuals. And that's what I learned, so much truth and grace, and, not being right. I was blessed. I had the best mother in the world for me. Working for the NBA has allowed me to develop relationships, which has allowed me to have resources or give resources to these agencies to help them do what they do, to help individuals. Being in our community, a lot of us, and I'm just gonna be honest, we leave. In LA, we either want to live on the other side of Olympic, or by the beach, and our children don't have role models, right? And so who do they see? Right? And then we're gonna get mad at them. They don't, the men, we leave the community, and I'm not gonna be politically correct. I'm just tell it how it is. And so being in the NBA, and then when they see me, I had a game Saturday here, and, the children able to say, "Hey, go coach," and it gives them, okay, I could do this. And I tell them my story. And, I even let them know some of the challenges that I had and what I expect from them. And when they disappoint me, I had a young man today, he quit going and coding because he wanted to go play. That's just, you're not gonna quit, because if you quit once, you're gonna quit a second time, and then that becomes a habit, and that becomes your behavior. And I can't allow that. I can't look in the mirror and allow that. I purchased the school, my children went to school here, and culminated from the school. It was one of the top schools, really in LA. Many of the students went to Crossroads, New Worlds, Chadwick, Brentwood. So it's all the top schools in Los Angeles in the 90s, early 2000s. So I stayed connected to Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. And after Mr. Johnson died, through Why Can't We Make a Difference, we provided programs, took the children on trips, assisted parents with Thanksgiving cards through another organization. We benefit children. They support us. So, I wanted to figure out how can I get back, because they had been so influential in my family's life. And then Ms. Johnson was ready to sell the property, or sell the school and the property. And this property is like You can't find a better piece of property in the city of Los Angeles. It's in Inglewood. It's a mile from the Forum, a mile and a half from SoFi, 2 miles from Intuit, and it's almost an acre of land. So I know what goes on in LA. You know, you had the developers would come in and they could have given her twice what I gave her. And they would have tore down our history. And we have thousands of students that have culminated from this school. And what Mr. and Mrs. Johnson did for me and my family and for other families, I'm like, okay, this is it. I can't allow it. So I went in and I'm all in, you know, like playing poker, and you put all the chips in, all the chips is in. Everything I own, you know, is into the school and giving our children the opportunity. Just so all I want them to have is just the opportunity to be what it is, whatever they would be. We started TK and we go to the 6th grade. Right now we have 75 students. The goal is by next year to have 100 students. I don't want us to go over 125 students, 2 teachers to 20 students, so 1 to 10 ratio. When I was growing up, the elementary school was the hub of every community. Everybody went to the same elementary school. Then we dispersed based on where our academics were, you know, our social, where our interests were. So that is one of my main goals, is to make this the hub of the South Bay. So everything is all inclusive. You come in on Saturdays, you have a good farmer's market. As we grow, I want to have entertainment, you know, have a amphitheater built, you know, so that everything is right here. You know, you don't have to go anywhere else, and you don't have to be exploited on the prices. You know, everybody charges so much money. I'm not trying to make any money. I'm from the projects in Brooklyn, New York. I know what it's like not to have money, so it don't hurt me if I don't have any money, right? You know, I'm proud of our children. I'm proud of, you know, of our parents, because they understand, you know, as we grow, what our children need. And I tell our parents all the time that they fail, it's only one reason. It's us. We didn't provide them with what they needed. Plain and simple, because they want it. They're like sponges. So what we have is we have before and after school with no charge. We open up at 6:30 and we provide, you know, for our morning recreation, we provide, you know, technology, but, you know, we also working with the Brotherhood Crusade. We use Jason Mosley. We're not here at this school yet, but he does calisthenics and athletics to get the children motivated and ready, right, for school. They can bring their child to school. They come in, they see what's going on. You know, in the morning we have an open door policy. I want people to see what is going on in the school. I want you to see our library. I want you to see the technology. They're having fun, so they know that they're safe. And then the same thing with our after school program. We provide now through STEAM coders. We have a technology program, Scratch Junior, where our children are learning coding. We also have homework assistants. Starting next week, we're gonna have an etiquette program for our girls. It went very well this summer and they love it. We have a choir with Mrs. Stefan and Monica Terry. We have great individuals, but the things about our program is that the children know that they're safe. And when they know they're safe, they will thrive. And they're in a loving environment. And that's one thing I stress to our staff, is that we have to do that. One of our, I call them the big brothers, they work with Water Buffalo Club, that now we benefit children. Mary, I call her Mary F. She has a music program in countries in Africa, Rwanda, and she wants to bring it here. So she goes to them and they're like, you need to go to Derek Richardson and Dolores T. Richardson, because now you don't have to deal with the bureaucracy. Because you go to the school districts, it takes a year just for one person to approve it. So she comes and she's like, we want to go ahead and do this program. Everything is free. And I'm like, well, this is great. Well, we got an unbelievable choir and performing arts instructor and Monica and Stefan Terry. So they come in and they're like, well, you're gonna get 20 keyboards, you're gonna get guitars, you're gonna get drums, you're gonna get a recording studio for the children so that they can feel what it's like. So I'm like, yeah, you know, because this is something, the arts have been taken out of the schools. Tell me why. They can tell me why you take the arts out of the schools. they singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough. You know, the sixth graders know about Ain't No Mountain High Enough, you know? Motown, you know, and they just enjoying it. And so having this program, I'm like, it will allow us to go to another level, you know, where children are learning the instruments, where people that will be patient with them and teach them. And then we could find out that this is your love. Because now I found out we started in our coding program with 20 students. Now we're down to 13. But those 13 are the serious ones they come running into coding, right? The children that want to get into music, want to get into singing, or want to get into the keyboard, or want to learn how to play the guitar, wants to get into, you know, maybe DJing, they're going to be a part of it. So it gives us another option for our children to engage them, that will allow them to grow academically, and then having people around them socially that they really care about them, that make them know how to believe in them. Because that's all we want, just believe in them. So tomorrow, you know, they wouldn't let me see the room. And I ain't lying, the little boy in me wanted to come out and be like, all right, I got the key. Ain't no cameras, ain't nobody gonna know, you know? But I'm like, nah, I gave my word. All right, Ma, all right, Grandma. So, you know, I can't wait to see what the room is like. You know, I've been able to, you know, because I had to go in the recording studio, and I'm like, wow. Children to be able to go in there and to, you know, to sing and just to, okay, oh, this is what Whitney Houston did. Okay, this is what Taylor Swift does, right? And then I could tell them, you know, about these individuals so we can use music as a hook for education. And that's what the arts do, you know? And they take it out of school and want to know why we having some of the challenges that we have. So you know what? I'm glad they did, because we're gonna have it here. We're gonna have that balance when I believe the educational system was fair. I think that when I was in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, there was very little difference between public and private school. You know, now it is a huge difference. It is a huge difference. And you know, going to Crossroads here in Los Angeles, or going to Trevor Day on the Upper East Side in New York, or Brooklyn Fringe, which is right around the corner from the Brooklyn Marriott. I'm like, oh my God. And this is what our children are gonna be competing against. I've got to do whatever I have to make sure that they have that chance.
All right, in the meantime, in 2007, an organization called Omni Peace was created, and the mission was to build schools and more specifically, music schools in Africa. Now, 17 years later, there are not only schools, but students in them.
And today, Omni Peace is taking their mission to the next level, launching something called Global Music Box. Brooke Thomas is live in Inglewood with more. Good morning.
So I'm going to bring in Derek Richardson. He's the owner-founder of the school here to talk a little bit about the importance of this. I mean, Derek, come on in here. You know, here's the thing. We do already know, I think people generally know, they think they know about the importance of the arts, right? If you look at how our schools are funded, doesn't seem like the community truly understands the importance. They're always the first to go.
Well, music and the arts it's hand in hand with everything, right? But now once we bring the arts into school, it engages the children even more, right? We know that our children they know every song on the radio, right? This is how the brain operates. So having this program brought to our school where our children can learn instruments, and we know we can tie in mathematics, or when I was a child, arithmetic, into the arts, it allows them to grow. You know, our objective here at the school is not to teach the children what to think, but how to think.
All right, I'm looking forward to this big day. I'm going to send things back to you in the studio, but Global Music Box coming here to this school, and they're excited. It's going to be a big day.
She went to them, they're like, we have the perfect partner. And she went to them, and they created a lifelong friendship. She don't know what we've already bought. Like, and now, what she has brought to our school is just unbelievable.
Hi, I'm Benny Adams. I'm in my 30th season in the NBA, and today I'm at the Dolores T. Richardson School for the music room dedication to support my co-worker, 28-year referee Derek Richardson. This is a big day because I was here on the initial dedication and be here for the music room dedication. I'm just so excited.
How's everybody today? That's what I like. I like that energy. I'm very proud of everyone today. Okay, not today, but every day. We are growing every single day. And I'm so proud of you all of you.
Very fortunate to have Derek Richardson and his mother that took over the school and kept it viable, because it's nothing more important than you, because you will be the ones that grow up, run this city and run this world, run this country.
You know, nothing becomes real to me until the kids walk in. And then all the work beforehand starts to become something very real, because it is all about the kids.
I hope that this program is everything that we put in that room for you guys. I hope that music, you know, makes you bold, makes you courageous, makes you dream big, bigger than you've ever dreamt before, because there is something about the power of music that can change your life forever.
I think that this would be a moment that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. You know, you remember moments, and when they came in and they saw how this room has been changed, and they see that the equipment, you know, basically I came from, you know, the projects of Brooklyn, New York, and it was very limited options, and I had big aspirations, and I want our babies to have that same thing. You know, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. The only person that can stop you is you. So having that dream, and you know, me being an NBA referee and them being able to see someone at that level It's great.
I'm just grateful that this has been placed on me. You know, sometimes I'm tired, and sometimes you hear whining and you think that's the cat. That ain't the cat, that's me whining here in LA, because it is a lot. I mean, it is a lot, but then when, you know, I see Corey come look at me and coach, and you know, I mean, she's taking gymnastics lessons, and now all of a sudden, Simone Biles comes, she was just here. I'm like, no, I have to get tickets for her and the mother. You know, that means, okay, I can't go out and eat. That's okay. But what is she gonna remember for the rest of her life? She gonna remember I went and I saw Simone Biles and I was with my mother and I had a good time. And it's like, so that is, you know, to me, those are the great things, and having these programs and changing lives. You know, I'm gonna take care of Anthony Richardson, Nicole Richardson, my mother Dolores Richardson, my sister, and that. I'm gonna do that, right? But then when you can give to someone else and help them to go to another level, like my mentor did with me, because I was angry, and if it wasn't for him, yo, we wouldn't be here right now. I'd have been a stick-up kid following somebody. Y'all being honest. You know, I was incorrigible at that time, you know? And he came in and showed me something else. You know, now, you know, 28 years as a referee, and, you know, the people, you know, think about it, you know, I was able to take my brother's ashes and bury him in Sierra Leone, which was a country we were brought here from. You know, and, you know, one year to send my mother to Tanzania, you know, and I was telling the other day I was working with one of my good friends, James Cakers, and DJ Taylor. And I said, man, when was the last time you went on an international flight and you went right when you got on the plane? Right? I said, that ain't the real world. We go left, right? We sit first class. You know, we stay in nice hotels. You know, we go eat. Our children go to the best schools. That's not the real world. That's not the real world. So how can I help others to experience that? You know, and that's it. That's it. So I'm here to serve, do the best that I can. And if I believe in God, this is my purpose. And he didn't say I was gonna have some hard times. My hero was Muhammad Ali, and he has the greatest quote in the world. He said, service is the rent you pay to be on this earth. And so I gotta serve. This is my service.